Have you ever had a stew sandwich?
No.
2 pieces of white bread, butter, and mashed up stew.
Really? How do you keep the bread from like?
You don't. Getting all soggy. No. You're just about to eat it and it falls apart in your hand.
What's up, travelers? Welcome to the Expounderless channel. My name is Tricia, and today we are here in Ireland. Oh my God, look at that dog. Okay, focus. Tunnel vision. There's so many different traditional Irish dishes, and we're hoping to try as many as possible. We're gonna try some food. We're then going to learn a traditional Irish dish from an actual Irish chef. So I'm super excited. Hello! Oh my God, you are so cute! After I was released from the spill of this super cute, incredible dog, I thought it'd be a good idea to hear from the people who actually live here and get their opinions on what dishes are most important to them. Can you tell us a little bit about Irish cooking and kind of what you think of when you think of Irish cooking?
First thing in the morning on a Sunday, we usually have full Irish breakfast.
I love lamb.
Coddle.
Well, my nanny died 2 months ago, so we're called now. It was the nicest going around Ireland, I'm telling you. Yeah, it was the best it was, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She usually make that on Friday and leave it till Saturday because it's always nicer the next day. But yeah, that was my best memory I have of cod anyway.
I can tell that coddle is one of those dishes that holds a special place in your heart. And I can't wait for Chef Gavin to teach us how to make it. But as part of our journey, I wanted to give these other dishes a try to get as much of the Irish experience as possible. First, we stopped in at East Road to get a full Irish breakfast. Yes, I did try black pudding. It's not necessarily bad. I think it's just not for me. My husband really enjoyed it, however. Of course, you can't go to Ireland without stopping at the Guinness Brewery. It was in this moment that I realized that I'm not the biggest fan of Guinness. But if you're ever in Dublin, check out this attraction because it was really fun. Lastly, we made our way to Old Mill at Temple Bar and finally tried roast lamb. And oh man, this dish hugged my soul. Literally heaven on a plate. The next day, we made our way to the Botanical Gardens where Chef Gavin would teach us how to make authentic coddle. With fresh fruits and vegetables everywhere you turn, I could already tell this is gonna be an amazing dish.
A lot of Irish cooking in the early 1900s would have been pig because of its cheap and accessibility. Beef would have been expensive, lamb expensive. So this is traditionally a Dublin dish. A lot of the meats, because it's cheap, a lot of our traditional Irish dishes would be pig-based. So this is a smoked bacon rasher. This is a traditional pork sausage. This dish originates from, they call it the tenement. 100 years ago, we were just coming out of British rule, so Ireland was a very poor place. We would have been big families, houses with 5 or 6 rooms, and then kind of combining their wealth and resources to get a dish that would feed the whole build. It's all just one pot brought to the boil. We're going to kind of refine it a little bit today to kind of bring it to the modern day. All the nutritional value that they needed to survive was in the pot. This is a lovely piece of Irish bacon loin. You want the fat because fat is flavour. I'm just going to cut this into smaller pieces. My mother was an amazing cook, but we had 5 dishes and that was the menu. We'd have this, we'd have a stew. Wednesday was coddle and Thursday was the leftover coddle. And it's always better on a Thursday. And the other thing with this dish is because it's bacon, it's heavily salted. So there wouldn't have been refrigeration 100 years ago in the house. They could get a day or 2 out of it and it'd be fine. You just bring it back to the boil. You probably won't want to go back to the States after you eat this. So bacon is all chopped. This is where it gets very simple. It goes into the pot. Now just have water there. So I just want to boil this bacon. And what I want to do is render down some of the fat. Lardons goes in, sausage goes in. And once that comes to the boil and some of the sediment comes out of it, we'll take the water off and we'll start with fresh water and then bring the veg into it. While we're waiting on that to do, we'll get the veg done. So what I have here, we have leek. Celery would always be in a coddle. Onion, bit of garlic, wouldn't have necessarily had garlic 100 years ago. Salt, but we need to check the salt with the taste of the bacon. So you go low on salt and then we'll season at the end. Diced potato. The potato would have been used to cook into and give a broth and thicken, and the starch of the potato would come out and give you that thicker broth. There's also, do carrots go into a codle? Do they not go into a codle? I would never put carrots into a codle. My mother would kill me. But for you today, to make it more refined, I'm gonna put the carrots, and I'm probably gonna get shot. We've also got some little baby new season Irish potatoes, and we're gonna finish it with some tomato and some fresh thyme. And all of these dishes would have been built through necessity. The profitable veg was taken by the landowners as taxes and stuff, and Irish people were allowed to starve. And once we get the first boil of the meat, you can see the fat and the sediment starting to come to the top, or the scum. And then the rest of the veg is just roughly chopped. With the celery, I always use the leaves as well. You're trying to get as much flavour from the veg in a little amount of time, because people were hungry. They didn't want to be waiting for hours and hours. And the meat often dictated how long it would cook for. I just want to get most of that scum off. Potatoes will go in next. The only thing you need to keep in mind is that if you're cooking it for 2 hours, you cut your veg big enough to be able to cook for 2 hours. So potatoes go in. We're going to throw in some whole shallots. Again, because I want them for the final presentation of the restaurant dish. So they go in. Leeks and celery. And then we'll just get some onion. So the onion goes in. This is how simple this dish is. Take some thyme leaves. So these are basically your flavors of a codle. Even the smell of this thyme going into the pot, that automatically sends nostalgic thoughts in me. I can think about, I know what this dish is going to be just by the smell of fresh thyme. I should actually send a video to my sister. She'll probably be down about 4 o'clock. What time is it? 12:30. She'll be down for 4 o'clock. Where's me bowl of codle? Then she sees the carrots, and then I'll be in the taxi with you. Barley is the next ingredient. This is pearl barley. Would have been grown massively in Ireland. It goes into the stew. I normally put it in halfway through. It's used as a thickening agent. It's also used as a filler for when you're eating. It keeps you full for longer because of it being a grain. So you can see, back then, they're thinking, how can this dish make me survive for as long as possible, on a full stomach? Because it may be the only dish they'll eat all day. And with me being from Dublin, it's a dish I always love to promote, because it brings me back to my childhood, and it brings you back to an era that you never want to hear about again in Ireland. We just let that cook. We give it about 20 minutes. We get the carrots in, we get the baby potatoes in, and the tomato will be at the very end. Barley will go in with the rest. I'll keep going back to these carrots that's going to hunt me. These carrots are going to look savage. They're going to add a nice sweetness. I'm convincing myself here now that they're going to make this work. They'll add some sweetness to the dish. The tomato will add some sweetness. Is it a traditional codle in Gavin's house? No. Will my mother ever see this video? No. This is just scum that's coming to the top because of the bacon and the process of the pickling of the bacon. You just take it off. Boiled potatoes in. Carrots. So you can see that it's starting to change there. The carrot gives that lovely, beautiful colour. But you can see there now, you've got the potatoes, the onions, sausage, the bacon. It's all, one pot of this, and it's a belly hugger.
We thought it'd be best to try the classic version of codle as well as the refined version. So Chef Gavin put in the tomatoes and spring onion at the end, and there you have it. Old school codle, new school codle.
Try the original. So this is what you would have had 1900, 1920s, 30s, after the Civil War in Dublin.
I really like it a lot.
I've posted this to my Instagram and Facebook page, and I've had chefs attack me.
Oh no!
No carrots in a codle. So.
All right, so let's It's pretty good. It's so weird. All those other things actually do change the flavor. Yeah. It's not the same. It's almost not even the same thing. It's
no.
almost something completely
This is
different.
a much different There's a tartiness, there's a sweetness.
Yeah.
I actually think I prefer this one.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I'm
just
not going
say
to
it.
say that one is better than the other. I think one is more summer appropriate, and this would be something because it's heartier. You get a lot more of that potato in this one. I think that this is something that I would definitely do more so than the one.
I do like both of them though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right. This is going to have a lighter broth. It's going to have the sweetness. It's going to have that summer vibe with the tomatoes and stuff because they're in season.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, comment if you've ever been to Ireland before and what dishes that you've tried. Also, make sure that you
Subscribe.
Thank you.